You too. What's good, your boy? Everything water and water is everything my familiar. I got to you guys the most fun arc hunter build in Destiny 2 Lightfall, man. If you guys like this type of video, man, if you guys want to have extreme fun, I'm talking about do crazy damage, have fun while doing it, and do crazy damage. Now, if you guys like this type of video, man, please do a like and subscribe. Your boy, everything water and water is everything. Thank you for the love. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, for an exotic armor, we're going to be using the Raiden Flux. Now, basically what the Raiden Flux is quick succession attacks with Arc Staff increases its damage output and duration. Basically, you're going to have a buff Arc Staff. Now, like I said, this is a Arc fun build. We want to have as much fun as possible, so we got to go with Arc Staff for our super. And then you gotta go with the Raiden Flux, because now you're gonna be chaining, you're gonna be hitting them with the little combos. Now when you do the combos, you're gonna get extra damage, and this super hits hard. It hits hard. It's not as good as the Gathering Storm in terms of DPS supers, like let's say dungeons, raids. If you want to burn something quick, Gathering Storm. But if we're talking about just straight DPS, bro, Arc Staff does more damage. Believe it or not, Arc Staff does more damage than Gathering Storms by itself. And if you add that goddamn Radiant Flux, that's a Radiant, the Radiant Flux, this build just gets way more fun. You get your super longer and you deal more damage and you just comboing enemies. They can't do anything, you know, and you get your super in less than 45 seconds because we got maxed out intelligence. But yeah, now let's get into our exotic weapon. For an exotic weapon, we're going to be using the Trinity School. Now, out of the 4 exotic bows, you get the Wish Ender, the Luminarch, the TQ, and the Trinity Ghoul. The Trinity Ghoul is the best ad clearing by far. It destroys enemies. Like, destroys enemies. And when you have the Catalyst, with the Catalyst, Lightning Rods now trigger from any arc damage final blow. Do you guys not understand what that means? So now pair that up with an arc build. Any arc build you want to. Any arc final blow you create, you will get lightning rods. Now these lightning rods could wipe out any red bar. You wipe up all of them. And you get it back by every time you trigger an arc final blow, you constantly gonna have infinite lightning rods. Every time you hit an enemy with a melee, you're gonna have infinite lightning rods with the Catalyst. Now, if you do not have the Catalyst, you have to have kills with this bow to trigger lightning rod. But again, once you get the Catalyst, you do not have to use this weapon. All you gotta do is have the weapon out, because this weapon does cover your special slot. All you gotta do is have this weapon out, do damage, or create any arc final blow you can, and you're gonna have infinite lightning rod, which does really good damage. It's one of my favorite bros in terms of we're gonna have fun with this build. So if we're gonna have fun, we're gonna have to use weapons that are fun, and this right here is one of the weapons that are fun, man. Now let's get into our subclass, our aspects, our abilities, and our fragments of this build. Let's get into it. Alright, for our subclass, for our super, we got the Arc Staff. The Arc Staff is going to be combining with the Raiden Flux, your exotic armor. Now, with that, your Arc Staff gets so much stronger. And compared to the Gathering Storm, you want to have as much fun as possible with this build, so we will not be using Gathering Storms. Raiden Flux combined with Arc Staff is actually insane, and is way more fun. So yeah, for our abilities, we're going to be using Gambler's Dodge. Again, you want to be able to reload your melee every single time when you have Gambler's Dodge. That's going to be where you're going to be getting most of your super charge, and that's where you're going to be getting most of your damage at. Now for our grenades, we have Pulse Grenade. You could use Skip Grenade or Arc Bolt. Those are still pretty good grenades, but I prefer Pulse. For our aspects, we're going to be using Lethal Current. After dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the targets, and creates a damaging aftershock. And it also blinds jolted targets, which is really good. Again, you're going to be up and close with every single enemy you have in this game. You're going to be a little bit mid-range with a Trinity Ghoul, but this whole build is based off hitting them with your melee, so you want to be able to get it as much as possible. So you're going to be jolting a lot of targets, and you're going to be blinding them, so that's going to be really good. For my other aspects, my apologies, I'm going to be using Flow State. Defending a jolted targets make you amplified. This season, being amplified gives you increased super, gives you more resilience. It's crazy, so you want to be amplified as much as possible, so you need Flow State. Now going into our fragment, starting off we got Spark of Ions. Defeating a Jolted targets creates Ionic Trace. Again, Ionic Trace gives you ability energy, which goes into your Gambler's Dodge, and your Gambler's Dodge is going to your melee, and you're going to get more super, stuff like that. I'm telling you, use this. Also, we're going to be using Spark of Discharge. Arc Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create Ionic Trace. Now, with Trinity Gold and the Catalyst, you don't even have to do any damage at first. All you need is to do damage with your arc abilities, or whatever arc you're using. You're gonna get your lightning rods, and then boom, you're gonna be creating final blows by wiping out so many ads with the Trinity Gold and creating so many supers. This is really good too, because you're gonna be getting your ability back, so when you can go back to dodging too when you need to. Now also we're going to be using Spark of Feedback. Taking melee damage briefly increases your ongoing melee damage. Again, you're going to be up and close with every enemy in the game and any levels if you use this build. So you want to be able to increase your melee damage as much as possible to kill them and get become amplified. Last but not least, we're going to be using Spark of Amplitude. Rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates an overpower. Again, everything over here is an infinite build. It goes into everything. That goes into your Trinity Gold, your melee. You're gonna create more orbs, getting more super. You're probably gonna get your super in less than a minute, probably less than 45 seconds every single time. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Now that's it for our subclass, our abilities, our aspects, and our fragments. Let's get into our stats and armor mods. Now, do not worry about how Don't worry about how I look. I'm just trying to make some styles, but I'm trying to get this out for you guys. Now, basically with this build for our stats, we're going max resilience and we're going max intelligence. You want to get your super as much as possible, and you want to be at the max resilience in every any level, especially if you want to do strikes. If you want to do Defiant Battlegrounds, Deep Dive, you want to have max out resilience, that's no question. And you want to get your super, because your exotic armor is Radiant Flux, which is basically buffs your super every time you have a chain hits. Like, you know, every time you hit somebody with a chain hit, we get buff damage. So we want to get our super as much as possible. So that's it for our stats. You can go a little bit high if you can. Next thing you can go for is discipline. Get your nades higher too. That can help out. Or you can go for mobility. Those two both works. Now for our mods, you guys right here can screenshot this if you want to. Again, I want to go max intelligence, so I lose out on some of my mod slots, if you guys can see, because max intelligence goes by 4 plus 4 into your armor slots. But yeah, this is what you can be using. You want to be able to replenish your health with every orb of power you get. So this is what you're going to be using, man. You want to be causing as much melee damage as possible. But yeah, this is your boy, man. Everything Water and Waters, everything my familia. If you guys like this type of video, man, please leave a like and subscribe. And we out.